Pagkatapos ng mahaba-habang pagdidebate sa Senado kaugnay sa ginawang motion ni Senate Minority Leader Coco Pimentel upang simulan ang impeachment trial kay Vice President Sara Duterte, ilang senador ang naghayag ng kanilang intensyon upang gawin na ngayong araw ng Lunes, June 9, 2025 bilang isang impeachment court ang Senado. Pwersahang pinanumpa si Senate President Francis G. Escudero bilang presiding officer ng impeachment court para sa kaso ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Nakatakdang manumpa ang mga senador bilang mahukom ng impeachment court bukas, June 10, 2025. Naniniwala rin sila na ang pag-convene ng Senado bilang impeachment court ay isang mandato at constitutional duty, kung kaya't nararapat itong ipagpatuloy. Ngunit bago ang panunumpa ni Escudero, nagkaroon muna ng mainit na pagtatalo sina Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa at Senate Minority Leader Aquilino Coco Pimentel III kaugnay ng eksaktong petsa kung kailan may ituturing na convened ang Senado bilang impeachment court para sa kasong kinahaharap ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Ayon kay De La Rosa, hindi pa dapat ituring na convened ang Senado bilang impeachment court sa araw ng Hunyo 10 kahit pamanumpa na ang mga senador bilang mga senator judges. Giit niya, base raw sa kanilang napagkasunduan, sa Hunyo 11 o Miyerkules pa lamang opisyal na magsisimula ang impeachment court. Samantala, tinutulan ito ni Pimentel na nagsabing ang panunumpa ng mga senador ay siyang hudyat ng formal na pag-convene ng impeachment court alinsunod sa constitutional process. Ayon sa kanya, simula sa oras ng panunumpa, dapat nang kilalanin ang Senado bilang impeachment court at hindi na dapat ipagpaliban pa ang mga susunod na hakbang.
Sir, may I move to refer the verified complaint for impeachment against Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte to the Committee on Rules. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none. The motion is approved.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr. President, in view of the referral of the verified complaint, may I respectfully move that the Senate President take his oath as presiding officer. So move, Mr. President.
What is the pleasure of the Honorable De La Rosa?
Mr. President, just for a clarification, is it correct to assume that though the Senate President takes his oath today, and as you said, the members will be taking their respective oath tomorrow, but the impeachment court is not yet convened, and it is going to be convened on Wednesday, June 11. Am I correct, Mr. President?
What
For the
does
record, just for the record.
What does the movement say?
Yes, Mr. President, the distinguished gentleman from Davao and Bohol is correct, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr.
That is
President.
the intention of the movement, Mr. President.
What is the pleasure of the Honorable
Just to, Mr. President,
Pimentel?
just to complete the thought of the.
You may proceed, sir.
Just to complete the thought of the latest motion of Senator Villanueva, it should, as the presiding officer of the impeachment court. Sige. And then, with the convening, Mr. President, I think tomorrow when we take our oath, we are convened as the impeachment court. So I don't know. That's my technical understanding, Mr. President, because the presiding officer will now call the impeachment court to session, and then the members will now take their oath as senator judges. So that is already convening the court as far as this representation is concerned.
What does
Mr.
the
President, if I may, Mr. President, as the
Senator Villanueva is recognized.
as the
You may
movement of the
proceed, sir.
motion, Mr. President, I stand firm with the motion that I am proposing right now, as this came through out of the consultations made by this representation to a lot of members of the Senate, Mr. President. Just to put that on record.
But
Just to clarify, this is akin or similar, Honorable Villanueva, to, for example, those who are newly elected to serve a term beginning January 30, 2025, who won in the last elections, where they can take their oath today,
Yes.
next week, or even for the past several days. But still, the term of their office will commence or begin on June 30. Would that be a good analogy?
Yes, Mr. President, you are correct, Mr. President.
What is the pleasure of the Honorable Marcos? Or nakatayo pa? What is the pleasure of the Honorable Revilla, rather Padilla, and then De La Rosa?
Ginoong Pangulo, gusto ko lamang pong malinawan sa salitang Tagalog na ang hudyat po ng ating mahal na kapatid na Senator Joel Villanueva na kayo po ay mag-oath. Hindi po ibig sabihin na tayo po ay naguhubad na ngayon ng sombrero ng pagiging legislative body, kung di tayo po ay hindi pa rin korte. Gusto ko lamang pong linawin.
Tama po, Ginoong Pangulo, ang binigkas ng ating kapatid Senator Robin Hood Padilla na hindi po natin hinuhubad ang ating sombrero bilang legislative body ng Senado at hindi po tayo nagko-convene as an impeachment court.
Maraming salamat po. Yun lamang po, Ginoong.
Honorable De La Rosa and then the Honorable Tolentino.
Yeah, I just would like to be clarified, Mr. President. If it follows that after all the members of this body have taken their oath, it would automatically trigger the convening of the impeachment court. Therefore, I move that we make our oath on the 11th, Mr. President, as originally scheduled.
Mr. President, if I may, Mr. President.
Senator Villanueva.
To just clarify, Mr. President, the motion is for the Senate President. At this time, the motion at hand is that the Senate President would take his oath as the presiding officer of the impeachment court. The next motion that we agreed upon a while ago is for the members of the Senate, the senator judges, to take their oaths, Mr. President. But just the same, Mr. President, let me emphasize again, whether today or tomorrow's oath taking, this representation was made to believe that we are not yet convening as a court.
Okay, Mr. President.
And we are to convene the impeachment court on Wednesday, June 11.
I agree, Mr. President.
That is the
Senator Tolentino.
Just to further clarify, Mr. President, the impending oath of the Senate President is, if I'm not mistaken, and the movant can clarify this, pursuant to Resolution 39, Section 3 of our rules, which states, and I quote the pertinent provision, the President of the Senate shall preside in all other cases of impeachment, and for that purpose be placed under the prescribed oath or affirmation by any person authorized by law to administer an oath. The same, Mr. President, is pursuant to the constitutional command under Article 11, Section 3, Paragraph 6, that when sitting for that purpose, referring to the impeachment, the senators shall be on oath or affirmation. Is that the correct clarification, interpretation, if I may ask the movant, Mr. President?
What does the movant say?
Yung po bang panunumpa ngayon ng ating Senate President ay sang-ayon sa Resolution number 39 patungkol sa impeachment proceedings at sang-ayon din sa Article 11, Section 3 patungkol po sa panunumpa ng Senate President at lahat ng senador kung magbubukas ang isang impeachment trial court. Yun lamang po.
yes, Mr. President.
Mr.
The answer is in the affirmative, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President.
we can
Senator Pimentel is recognized.
since we are debating on the nature of the third motion, actually, we're still on the second motion. Kaya nga. So, maybe if we can wait for the third motion and then revive this topic, Mr. President.
I have no problem with that, Mr. President. And so I moved for the previous motion, Mr. President. The previous motion to the Senate President.
And
to take his
Senator
oath.
Coco, you have no objection as to the clarification made by Senator De La Rosa earlier with respect to the second motion. Is that correct?
Because it is more appropriate for the third motion which has not
Yes.
been made, Mr. President. So, mas nalilito tayo when we anticipate
So
the
there
third
is
motion.
no reservation as to the second motion of the gentleman from Bulacan for the chair to take his oath as presiding officer. Is
of
that
the
understanding of the
presiding
chair?
officer of the impeachment court. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Senator De La Rosa.
My clarification, Mr. President, was not yet forthrightly answered, Mr. President. Can this can the presiding officer give us a clear explanation as to whether or not we are convened right after all the members of this chamber have taken their oath? Because according to what we have discussed a while ago, that the convening of the court, of the impeachment court, shall proceed only on 11 or Wednesday.
That's
So
no. We are still on the second motion, Honorable De La Rosa.
that is why, Mr. President, I that's a precondition. Because
Ah, okay.
otherwise, that's my question is a precondition to your taking
Understood.
of oath. Because if you say that it will trigger, then I will object to your to that motion.
Understood. Senator Cayetano, what
Sir
is your
President.
pleasure?
If it will help,
You may proceed, sir, if it will help.
in the same manner, Mr. President, that you said that parang po yung mga nanalo nung May election, June 30 pa naman sila mag-hold office pero pwede na sila mag-oath. If the Supreme Court was in recess now, but the President appointed 3, 4, 5, 6 justices, they can take their oath. At kahit 15 yan na sabay-sabay ng oath, it will not mean that they are convening the Supreme Court for another session. They will still be in recess. It will be either the law, which sets a date, or in our case, here in plenary, we will set the date kung kailan i-convene. So if it will help, so what will happen is you will take your oath tonight. Then because we referred it to the Committee on Rules, then following precedents, which is part of our rules, then tomorrow, we will take our oath as a group. But yung pagko-convene, in accordance then with our agreement and your notice, will be on Wednesday. If we all accept that, our taking of our oath tomorrow will not trigger the convention of the convening of the trial court. Of course, if we all agree today that after we take our oath, it will convene, then it will convene. But if we all agree we will just be taking our oath today, it's no different than new appointees of the Supreme Court or the CA or the RTC taking their oath, then waiting till the recess is over before they convene. No, if we all accept that, Mr. President.
Senator Ontiveros is recognized.
Salamat po, Mr. President. Mr. President, mga kasama, ang ginawa natin, tinilad-tilad natin yung original motion ng Minority Leader. Dahil sa primary issue na ni-raise ng gentleman from Camarines Norte and BARM na dapat tulad ng naging practice nung nakaraang mga impeachment processes, bagamat wala sa rules, i-refer muna sa Committee on Rules. Mapagbigay po ang minority. Nakipag-usap po kami sa inyong lahat sa pamamagitan ng ating pamunuan. At pumayag po kami, pumasok po kami dun sa kasunduan na sige, i-refer na muna sa Committee on Rules. Ipasa ibang araw yung panunumpa nating lahat before the presiding officer, pero siya ay manunumpa bilang presiding officer ngayong gabi. Natural na epekto na kapag ngayong araw manumpa ang presiding officer, bukas ay tayong lahat naman manunumpa bilang senator judges, natural na epekto yun na we have constituted an impeachment court. Hindi yun po ang unang issue na ni-raise na prejudicial issue. Yun lamang na bakit hindi idadaan din sa Committee on Rules. Nagbigay na po ang minority dyan. Tinilad-tilad na po natin yung original motion na hindi muna mag-constitute as impeachment court ngayong araw, i-refer nga sa Committee on Rules gaya ng hiniling ng good gentleman from Camarines Norte and BARM, at ngayong gabi, yung presiding officer lamang manunumpa. Bukas, tayong lahat ng iba ay manunumpa. At yung unang aktual na araw ng trabaho ng trial court ay sa Miyerkules pa. So please, maging resonable naman po tayo at tumupad naman po sa mga kasunduan nung tayo ay ilang oras na nagbubuo ng kompromiso na handa na nating tanggapin dito. Tumupad na kami dun sa prejudicial concern na idaan muna sa Committee on Rules at iisa lang ang manunumpa ngayong gabi. Bukas, tayong lahat ng iba. There is no harm na nag-convene na tayo bilang korte bukas dahil wala pang gagawin ang korte bilang korte sa Miyerkules pa po. So I am appealing to the plenary, i-uphold naman natin yung pinaghirapan nating compromise nitong nakaraang 2 araw na tumupad dun sa unang issue na ni-raise ng good gentleman from Camarines Norte at BARM. Please lamang po mga kasama, palihog mga kauban. Salamat, Tabi, Mr.
Thank
President.
you, Senator Ontiveros. Senator De La Rosa is recognized.
Actually, Mr. President, the majority is kind enough para pagbigyan yung pakiusap ng minority. Na originally naka-schedule na tayo on May 11, yung ating lahat-lahat na gagawin. June 11, lahat natin gagawin. So, what's the difference kung yung aming pakiusap ay pagbigyan rin naman?
Mr. President, just a clarification.
With the permission of Senator De La Rosa, Senator Cayetano is recognized.
Just to clarify, and I beg the indulgence of the minority. Everyone's in good faith kasi ang napag-usapan natin off the record, refer na natin tonight, mag-oath na si SP as presiding officer of the impeachment court. Tomorrow tayong mag-oath and then ituloy yung Wednesday. Yun yung agreement natin. We were silent on convening. So, good faith everyone because ang pagkaintindi naming marami na convening is a formal act. Hindi lang yung pag-oath na triggers that, di ba? Ang pagkaintindi pala ng minority is that, so I'm just saying, if we cannot agree, we cannot agree. But there's no bad faith in both sides. So, please accept my explanation. Then we can agree or agree to disagree.
So, Mr. President,
Senator Pimentel is recognized.
if we look at practice, kasi nga, kaya kami nag-compromise na dun sa referral to the Committee on Rules out of practice, not out of the letter of our rules. If we remember correctly, for those of us present in the last impeachment proceeding held in the Senate, nag-oath po ang members ng Senado when the court was called to session, Mr. President. So it was a court session. Nag-oath tayo as members of the senator judges. So if we want practice, to follow practice, let us convene the court and take our oath. And then yun, siguro ang good faith agreement na lang natin, let that be the only agenda of the court on Tuesday. So you can ask our staff to check if what I'm saying is correct, that when we took our oath as senator judges, it was the court, the Senate as sitting as an impeachment court convened already, Mr. President. So yun po yun. So ganoon na lang, in good faith tayo, and then that's our we make it of record now that that's the only agenda of the court, and then Wednesday na po yung actual work as stated by the Deputy Minority Leader.
Mr. President, I
Senator
think
Cayetano.
the misunderstanding comes from when to convene, because Senator Bato and whoever else have the same thinking was right to assume that Wednesday magko-convene. So he still has till tomorrow to decide whether he will give a privilege speech or make any motion depending on his gathering of his thoughts tonight. So kung mag-agree na tomorrow na mag-convene, that's why isa sa hiningi ni Senator Bato is before mag-oath, he can take the floor. At sabi naman namin, well, anyone can take the floor based on personal and collective privilege, no? So dun po ngayon may konting stalemate, no? Because Senator Bato doesn't want to be he doesn't want to be put in a position that he voted that tomorrow magko-convene right after mag-oath, pero may privilege, may speech pa siya before that. Am I correct, Senator Bato? Baka impeachment na maging Bato pa. Kaya magsasalita muna si Senator Bato bago doon. So that's the problem in agreeing with the second and the third motion as of now.
So as not to belabor the point, with the permission of Senator Pimentel, the movement has already stated in the affirmative that the idea behind this motion, both for this representation, when this representation takes its oath, and when the other members of the chamber take their oath, is that we are not yet convening the impeachment court. So that was the answer of Senator Villanueva to the query, the movement, to the query of Senator Bato. That is the status. As stated by Senator Cayetano, there seems to have been a misunderstanding that was clarified that indeed, in good faith, there was a misunderstanding with respect to the effects of that motion. But the status is that is the intent of the movement. Unless there are...
We cannot obsess over practice in the first motion and then abandon the practice on the third motion, Mr. President. So
I'm just saying that
Senator ang ginamit to accommodate the first motion, and yet practice hindi observed sa third motion, which is when we take our oath as senator judges, the court is convened.
Unfortunately, Mr. President,
doesn't.
if I may, Mr. President, unfortunately, we have yet to make any third motion, Mr. President.
Yes, precisely.
That's the thing, Mr.
Pero,
President.
I think
so
Senator De La Rosa has connected his vote on the second motion to
Yes.
the upcoming anticipated the third motion, Mr. President.
And when this representation was asked, I already responded, Mr. President, that upon consultation with members of this August chamber, that was the agreement, Mr. President.
Again, to settle the issue, to abbreviate the proceedings as well, given the response of the Honorable Villanueva to the query of Senator Bato, and given the reservations of the Honorable Pimentel, do I take that as an objection to his second, or do you want to reserve the objection to the third motion? Because he already has answered. Can we proceed with the second motion without objection?
No, because we are being trapped, Mr. President. The minority is being trapped if we will not object to the third motion, which is the oath-taking of the senators as senator judges. Gusto nga namin convening of the court tonight, Mr. President. This is the product of an attempt to to compromise the pending motion, Mr. President.
Mr. President,
The Honorable Villanueva is recognized.
Mr. President, may I reiterate my previous motion, Mr. President? Mr. President, I move that the Senate Secretary, Mr. President, I move that the Senate President will now take his oath as the presiding officer of the impeachment proceedings, Mr. President. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none. Motion is the motion is approved. Chair would like to call on the Senate Secretary to ascend the rostrum to administer the oath.
Sir, dito kayo, sir.
Sir, please raise your right hand and repeat after.
Wala mic, sir.
Okay na, sir. Importante kayo na matinig.
I, Francis Cheese G. Escudero,
solemnly swear
that in all things appertaining to
that in all things appertaining to
the trial of the impeachment of
the trial of the impeachment of
Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte,
Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte,
now pending,
I will do impartial justice
I will do impartial justice
according to the Constitution
according to the Constitution
and laws of the Philippines.
and laws of the Philippines.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Mr. President.
Senator Villanueva.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr. President, may I respectfully move that the senator judges take their oath at 4 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow, June 10, 2025. And again, reiterate, Mr. President, what this representation made mention a while ago, that after the oath-taking of the senator judges, the court will be constituted, but not convened yet, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President. So
Duly noted and entered into the records. Is there any objection to the motion? Hearing none. Motion is approved.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a very short manifestation. Nahalata ko kanina pa tayo back and forth, para nag-aaway na tayo dito. To solve the impasse siguro, we'll have to put it in a vote, whether to convene today or tomorrow. Somehow, we have to convene come what may. Magbutuhan na lang tayo para matapos na. Baka abutin tayo hanggang madaling araw, hindi pa rin natin napag-alalaman kung ano talaga ang dapat gawin natin. Let's do it. Let's put it in a vote. Kung tonight ba tayo magbotohan or tomorrow? I mean, magbubutuhan tayo whether we convene today or tomorrow. That's it. Plain and simple. Para matapos na ang problema natin dito ngayon.
Duly noted.
Today or Wednesday? Kasi there are senators who want it to be on Wednesday. May mga senador na gusto ngayon. Let's put it in a vote. Pero somehow we have to convene come what may. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President.
We will, Your Honor. Being a deliberative body, parliamentary practice rules dictate that we do nothing less, that things be settled through a vote. In fact, there is a pending motion by the minority leader that will be redefined and clarified. However, Chair thought it best to allow a free and fair debate where all of the members will be heard who have an opinion on this matter before finally deciding on the point. Now, if there are no other members who wishes to add to the discussion or debate, Chair would like to ask permission to relinquish the chair so that the chair can go down and speak also on the same matter.
The Senate President is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, distinguished Majority Floor Leader. With the permission of our colleagues, ilang bagay po ang nais ko sanang sabihin, paumanhin. Dininig ko muna ang posisyon at opinyon ng bawat isa bago ko pinagpasahang bumaba mula sa kinakaluklukan at kinakaupuan ko at sagutin ang ilan sa mga puntong ibinigkas
nitong nagdaang ilang oras na. Una, nasabi na maikli lamang naman ang panahon ang kailangan gugulin para dito, bakit hindi pa ginawa noon? Hindi ba't obvious na nakita po natin itong nagdaang magtatatlong oras? Na oras na pinag-usapan natin ang impeachment, mahaba ang diskusyon. Hindi ito simpleng 30 minuto lang sa pag-issue ng summons dahil kailangan pahintulutan at payagan ang mahaba at malayang debate. At bago po ako lumayo, nais kong pasalamatan ang aking mga kasamahan dito sa Senado para sa isang maayos, civil at naaayon sa rules natin na diskusyon at debate. Ayon na rin sa sinumpaan nating tungkulin na pagpasahan ng lahat ng bagay nang naaayon sa ating paniniwalang tama at nararapat nating gawin. Hayaan mong simulan ko po ang ilang mga binanggit. Mr. President, Your Honor, I wrote the members of the Senate on February 24, 2025, outlining the basic reasons why we cannot, as of yet, schedule the impeachment complaint. Much has been said about the term forthwith, which I wrote to each and every member of the Senate. Mr. President, Your Honor, we are governed not only by the Constitution but also our rules. We are governed as well by precedents. We are governed as well by decisions of the Supreme Court pertaining to this matter. Allow me to, for the record, cite a few regarding this matter, lest they may think that it is only a one-sided opinion with respect to their definition of forthwith na agad-agad. Kada senador marahil may kanya-kanyang opinion kaugnay nito. Hindi ko pwedeng hayaan na sa record natin ay hindi maisabi ang ibang opinion kaugnay nito. Una, nakasaad po sa saligang batas kaugnay sa papel na dapat gampanan ng Kamara na dapat tugunan nila ang pagsampa ng impeachment complaint sa loob ng mga takdang panahon. Kung ilang session days para ilagay sa calendar, ilang session days para ilagay sa Committee on Justice, ilang session days para pagpasahan, ilang session days para pagdesisyonan ng plenaryo ng Kamara. Nakalagay din sa rules ng Kamara, anumang impeachment complaint regularly filed by one member, dapat po immediately, hindi po forthwith, immediately, i-transmit ng Secretary General sa Speaker. Nakalagay din sa sariling rules ng Kamara, ang Speaker dapat sa loob ng 10 araw i-refer sa Committee on Justice. Bakit mahalaga yon? Dahil sang-ayon sa desisyon ng Korte Suprema sa Francisco case, dyan magsisimula ang 1-year ban sa pagsasampa ng pangalawa, pangatlo o pang-apat na impeachment complaint. Hindi yan ginawa ng Kamara. Sa katotohanan, hanggang nag-adjourn tayong lahat bilang Kongreso noong February 5, hindi yan ginalaw ng Secretary General sa kabila ng magkatabi lamang naman ng opisina ng Secretary General at ng Speaker. Sasabihin marahil ng ilan, tapos na yan. Lumipas na yan, tulad ng sinabi ni Senator Coco, wala na tayong magagawa dyan. Nandun ako. Pero may katanungan akong iiwan bago nating lisanin ang puntong yan. Nasaan yung mga nagrereklamong dapat agad-agad? Nasaan yung mga nagsasabing ngayon na, wag nang pagpaliban, ba't ba dinedelay? Inupuan po na mahigit 2 buwan, magtatatlong buwan nga ito. Hindi inaksyonan. Wala naman ako narinig na nagreklamo na nasa na yung agad-agad. Sa kanila nakalagay immediately, may takdang araw pa. Yan ang paksa ng petition sa Korte Suprema ngayon na inihain ni Vice President Sara Duterte kaugnay sa pag-iiwas sa tinatawag niyang 1-year ban na nakasaad sa saligang batas. Now let me proceed to forthwith. I quoted this in my letter to all the senators. Forthwith, citing various cases, Mr. President, Your Honors, means within a reasonable time, which may be longer or shorter period according to the circumstances of a particular case. It means it is elastic in nature and varies with every case. Quote, it may be modified by circumstances and the nature of the duty to be performed. Marami po nagsasabi ng opinion na agad-agad. Kung gaano karami po ang abogado, kung gaano karami po ang marunong at magaling, gaano din kadami marahil ang kanilang interpretasyon. Pero nasaan ang probisyon ng saligang batas, desisyon ng korte nag-iinterpreta doon na nagsasabing agad-agad nga ang ibig sabihin yan, samantalang hindi naman agad-agad ang interpretasyon ng salitang immediately ng Kamara. Kung talagang immediately ang gusto, edi sana ang sinulat ng mga nagsulat ng konstitusyon, immediately din tayo. Yung immediately nga ng House, hindi yun ang interpretasyon. Tapos tayo ganyan. If the prosecutors themselves, the complainants themselves were not that interested and sat on these complaints for over 2 months, tayo bigla ngayon, mamadaliin nila habang nagpabanjing-banjing sila ng mahigit 2 buwan sa mababang kapulungan. Pangalawa, bagaman tama si Senator Pimentel at sang-ayon ako na pwede tayo mag-trial habang recess. Ginawa na po yan sa kaso ni Chief Justice Corona. Again, we are governed not only by the Constitution, by our rules, but also by precedents. Subalit, may malaking pagkakaiba. Dapat nasimulan, na-refer, at nagkaroon ng plenary action sa articles of impeachment upang makonstitute ang impeachment court bago ito magpatuloy habang recess. Maraming nagsabi, mag-trial na tayo, mag-convene na tayo, sumampa na tayo habang recess. Sa pananaw at palagay ko, labag yan sa saligang batas. At dun sa mga talagang gustong matanggal si Vice President Sara Duterte, dun sa mga galit sa kanya, inis sa kanya, at gustong madali itong impeachment, para mo lang dinagdag, binigyan siya ng dagdag na balang questionin ito sa Korte Suprema. Dahil hindi po pwede yan. At hindi po ako papayag na mangyari at gawin yan dahil lamang gusto nila at nagmamadali sila. Sinabi ko na sa simula pa lang ng impeachment process na ito, 1 linggo matapos i-file yan dito sa Senado, 2 oras bago tayo mag-adjourn sa huling araw ng ating sesyon. Sabi ko, hindi ako makikinig, susunod o magpapadala sa sino mang pabor sa impeachment at ayaw kay Vice President Duterte. Hindi ako magpapadala sa ayaw sa impeachment at gusto si Vice President Duterte. Trabaho ko bilang tagapangulo ng Senado, hindi nga lang ako, trabaho nating lahat, na maging pantay at pareha sa ating pagtingin. Yan ang rason, hindi naman tsamba lang yun at nagkataon. Yan ang rason kung bakit ang babaeng sumisimbolo ng hustisya ay nakapiring. Wala dapat tinitingnan o tinititigan. Wala dapat kinakampihan dahil lamang nagkataong ganun ang nangyari. At dahil nagkataong ayaw ko siya ganyan ang gawin nyo. Let's go back to precedents, Mr. President. 3 lamang na impeachment complaint ang naitawid ng Kongreso patungo sa Senado na inabutan ko na matapos ang 1987 Constitution. 3 po lamang. Ang impeachment complaint laban kay dating Pangulong Estrada, ang impeachment complaint laban kay Chief Justice Corona, at ang impeachment complaint laban kay Ombudsman Gutierrez. Hayaan niyo pong isa-isahin ko. Isinampa ang impeachment complaint laban kay Pangulong Estrada magno-Nobyembre. Noong nag-recess ang Senado, tumigil ang trial. Nag-resume sila pagkatapos ng recess. May nagreklamo ba? May nagsabing, uy, fortuita. Yan ang president ng Senado. Nung nag-trial at hindi binuksan ang second envelope, yun yung maalala, nag-walkout ang prosecutors, hindi na bumalik. Anong ginawa ng Senado? Wala ng prosecutor, wala ng interesado, dinismiss forthwith yung impeachment complaint. Dahil nawala na yung prosecutors. Tama nga naman. Hindi na pala interesado yung mga prosecutor, ano pang gagawin ng Senado magtawag ng hearing? Sa kaso ni Chief Justice Corona, sinampa 5 araw bago mag-adjourn ng Senado. Nagsimula ang trial pag-resume pagkatapos ng Christmas break. Pero bago mag-break o habang break, nag-issue ng summons. Nagkasagutan. Yun naman talaga yung balak natin pag-resume nitong 2 linggong ito. Yun lang, Mr. President, mga kasamaan. Ang kaisa-isang impeachment complaint na nasimulan at natapos ng Senado. Yung pangatlo impeachment complaint ni Ombudsman Mercy Gutierrez. Final yan 3 araw bago mag-adjourn ang Senado sa kanyang regular recess, walang eleksyon nun. Nung nag-resume, dun lamang sinet ang trial. Pero bago nag-resume ang Kongreso, nagbitiw si Ombudsman Gutierrez. Ano ang ginawa ng Senado? Walang trial, hindi kinonvene ang impeachment court, as the Senate dinismiss yung impeachment complaint. Pinagpasahan nila. Resign na pala eh. Wala na tayong kailangan gawin. Naalala niyo po yung debate na meron pa namang penalty of absolute perpetual disqualification. That was discussed. But by way of precedent, the Senate did that. So if you look at the past presidents of the Senate, nagawa po nila yon, pinagbotohan po nila yon. Without convening the impeachment court. Wala pong nagsabi, hoy, inaabandon na ninyo ang inyong constitutional duty nung ginawa ng Senado yon. Paano po yan, Ginoong Pangulo? Pagsang-ayon ba ang karamihan o ng pinakamaingay o matatalino sa ating bansa? Okay lang. Pag hindi sila sangayon, hindi na okay. Bugbog ka na. Bugbog na institusyon. Dapat may gawin na tayo. The Constitution, the rules, and the precedents, Mr. President, do not change simply because a group says otherwise. Baliktan naman pa natin. Yung isang naudlot na impeachment complaint laban kay dating Chief Justice Davide. Karamihan sa mga civil society groups tutol doon sa impeachment complaint na yon. Tungkol sa corruption din yon. Tungkol sa pag-aabuso din ng poder yon. Parehong mga grounds, dahil yun naman ang ground ng impeachment talaga eh. Anong sinabi nung halos parehong grupo ngayon na gusto ang ulo ni Vice President Sara? Ay, masama yung impeachment yan. Hindi yan dapat i-file. Dapat i-dismiss nyo yan. Mabuting tao si Chief Justice Davide. Nagsalita pa ang mga miyembro ng Senado noon. Kahit padala ng Kamara sa amin, hindi namin tatanggapin yan. Sinabi din po ng Senado noong mga panahon yun. At saka busy kami sa budget. Kailangan muna namin unahin yan bago yan. Babalik ko ang katanungan. Nagbabago ba? Depende kung sinong may gusto. Hindi ba dapat kung ano yung pamantayan at batayan kaugnay ng impeachment complaint, sino man ang nasasakdal? Pareho at parehas ang pagtrato natin. Ngayon, kaugnay ng kasalukuyang impeachment complaint, nakalagay po sa rules ng Senado, ang impeachment proceedings dapat i-refer sa Committee on Justice. Ang ginawa ng Senado, bagaman pareho ang rules natin na bahagi ng ating President, ni-refer sa Committee on Rules na siyang naging hudyat para buuin ang impeachment court. Sa Estados Unidos, kung saan natin kinopya ang karamihan ng mga provision ng ating impeachment rules, ang mga miyembro ng Kamara na nag-hire ng impeachment o mga prosecutors, sila ang nagbabasa niyan. So, nung nakita po namin sa parte ng Secretariat, yung President na yon, nung nakita po namin yung provision na dapat sa Committee on Justice i-refer, sinuggest namin na basahin yung articles of impeachment ng prosecutors mismo. Sa Senado, hindi pa sa Korte. Para magsilbing hudyat yon ng pag-convene ng impeachment court at panunumpa ng mga judges ng impeachment court. Yung po sana ang nakatalagang gawin sa June 11. Nasabi po ni Senator Villanueva, ano nga ba ang pagkakaiba? June 2, June 3, June 5, June 4, June 9, June 10, June 11. Kung susundan natin ang ginawa ng mga ibang impeachment court sa mga nagdaang panahon, ini-issue lamang nila yung summons para mabigyan ng sapat na panahon. Ang nasasakdal na isumite yung kanyang answer dyan sa impeachment complaint. At pagkatapos nun, dahil magtatapos ang kapangyarihan ng mga prosecutor sa June 30, hindi po tayo pwede magpatuloy sa ating paglilitis dahil hindi naman pwedeng one side lang yung ating mapapakinggan pagkatapos ng June 30. Doon sa nagsasabi na may may mga private prosecutor naman na i-appoint ang Kamara. When with the principal goes the agent because the authority of the principal ceases by June 30. So, napag-usapan, tatawid ba ito? Tatawid ba ito sa susunod na Kongreso? Kung gaano rin karami siguro ang senador, ganun karami din ang opinion. Kung gaano karami ang abogado, ganun karami din ang magaling nilang basehan kung tatawid nga ba o hindi. My position is that it will. Mr. President, Your Honor, allow me to read a portion of the deliberations of the Constitutional Commission on this matter. Delegate Aquino, because I would proceed, quote, from settled jurisprudence that impeachment proceedings are essentially judicial in nature, such that it follows that when the legislative chamber undertakes these proceedings, it sits as a court of justice, and therefore, it is not bound by the rules of legislative sessions. It cannot adjourn. Assuming that the session is adjourned, impeachment proceedings should not in any way be affected by the adjournment of the session. Delegate Romulo. That is not precluded from our proposal. If the Commissioner wants to make it explicit and to suggest amendments to that effect, I suppose I would not object. Our thinking is that if the Commissioner's premise is that it is like a court of justice, maybe an adjournment of the hearing will certainly not preclude it from continuing the proceedings on some other day. In other words, it could not lose jurisdiction just because of adjournment. Add to that, Mr. President, what the Minority Leader said during earlier sessions we've had. Hindi porkit pinalitan yung judge, dismissed agad lahat ng kaso at magsisimula uli. Ang prinsipyo pa ng batas na nagsasabing anumang sinimulan, dapat lamang tapusin. Plus ang president natin, kaugnay sa SET, na tumatawid yung kaso sa SET, bagaman nagpalit ng Kongreso, bagaman nagpalit ng mga miyembro ng Senado at maestrado ng Korte Suprema. Now, allow me to state a few more things before I yield the floor. Mr. President, Congress cannot pass an irrepealable law. Very much so that we cannot bind the next Congress. Whatever we decide with respect to this issue, kung tatawid nga ba o hindi, would have to be confirmed, affirmed, or rejected as the case may be by the 20th Congress. Some of us will be part of that. Some of us will no longer be part of that. But we cannot tie their hands and bind their hands. But the same is true, Mr. President, Your Honor, if at all, with the House of Representatives as well. The 19th Congress also, to my mind, cannot bind. If the 19th Congress Senate cannot bind the 19th Congress, the 20th Congress Senate, then in the same breath, the 19th Congress House cannot bind the 20th Congress House. Certain procedural, to my mind, compliances need to be made in order for this to be done. As a last point, Mr. President, Your Honor, oo nga po at marami nagpapahayag na opinyon at maraming sinasabi laban sa Senado at higit pa sa sinumang miyembro ng Senado laban sa inyong lingkod. But I consider that as part of the burden of leadership, Mr. President, Your Honor. Bahagi yan ng trabaho bilang tagapangulo ng Senado na balikatin kung anumang pagsubok, anumang pasanin, anumang patutsada na ibabato sa Senado o sa tagapangulo ng Senado kaugnay ng ginagawa o di nito ginagawa. Pero alalahanin din sana ng ating mga kababayan, bagaman karapatan nilang sabihin at magsabi ng kanilang nasa sa loob, tulad ng paggalang na ginagawa natin sa mga nagpapahayag ng kanilang opinyon sa labas lamang ng Senado. Para po sa akin, lahat po ito ay welcome at respetado ko dahil sa isang demokrasya, importante ang malayang pagpapahayag ng opinyon. Sa isang demokrasya, Ginoong Pangulo, hindi naman pwedeng nagkakasundo tayo sa lahat ng bagay. sa isang demokrasya. Tama lang, okay lang at dapat lang na magkakaiba tayo ng pananaw basta't hindi tayo nagsasakitan, basta't hindi tayo nag-aaway o dumarating sa punto na magkakasakitan. Malaya tayo makakapagdebate pero sa dulo, tulad lamang ng nakarang eleksyon, pagbobotohan po natin ito at ito'y masesettle sa pamamagitan ng botohan. Sino man ang manalo sa botohan, hindi nangangahulugan tama. Sino man ang matalo, hindi nangangahulugang mali. Iyon ang gusto ng nakararami. Gayon din sa mga opinyon na inihahayag sa ngayon. Hindi porkit yan ang tingin ninyo, tama na kayo. Hindi porkit na hindi sang-ayon ang ibang tao sa inyo, mali na sila. Hindi po ganun yun. That I am not, or anyone here in the Senate is not on your side, does not mean that they are wrong and you are right. Only history will be the judge of that. Kaugnay naman ng mga legal na opinyon. Dapat ganito, dapat ganyan, ito ang forthwith, dapat ngayon na, dapat bukas, pwede sa Miyerkules. Ang pwede lamang po naman magpasya ng legalidad niyan ay ang Korte Suprema. Hanggat hindi po nangyayari yan, malaya tayong pwedeng magdebate at sabihin ang ating kanya-kanyang posisyon na buong na bukas at buong pahintulot ang binigay ng Senado para mapakinggan yan. Hindi lamang sa iba't ibang social media platforms, pati dito sa plenaryo ng Senado. Again, Mr. President, before I conclude, I thank our colleagues for enunciating their opinion, their positions on this matter, and for the healthy debate that we saw and heard regarding this matter. As stated by Senator Tulfo earlier, at some point in time, we will have to put this to a vote. And as I believe, we will put this to a vote in the next few minutes. Hiling at dalangin ko, ano man ang maging resulta na ninanais ng mas nakararami, galangin ng kada at bawat miyembro ng Senado. Dahil sa dulo, tagapangulo man ako ng Senado, batikang senador ka man o baguhan, tigi-tigisa lang po tayo ng boto. Pantay-pantay po tayo pagdating sa kapasyang ito. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pasensya, sa oras at paumanhin kung medyo mahaba-haba po ng konti ang aking mga sinambit na salita. Salamat po at salamat sa pasensya at sa oras na binigay ng ating Minority Floor Leader.
Mag-subscribe at i-click ang notification bell para sa mga susunod na video updates. Maraming salamat po.